The Church of Scientology is one of the most secretive organizations in the world. Now we're getting a look inside the controversial religion in the new book, Beyond Belief, from the niece of its leader, David Miscavige. Jenna Miscavage Hill writes about her life growing up in the church and her ultimate escape. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you.
So essentially the belief behind Scientology is that there are aliens in your body and you're trying to eradicate them. Why is it so easy for people to believe in such a thing?
You actually don't learn that until you have been in Scientology for a while and paid a lot of money. I actually didn't know that until I left.
And what kind of abuse did you see or experience yourself?
I mean, everything from, children were getting buckets of ice water dumped on their head for being late to a muster, which is what we called our gatherings because it was run like a military school where we were at, from, being made to haul rocks in extremely hot temperatures up to 115 degrees, or when it was hailing outside, that sort of thing, being kept from parents. We only saw our parents once a week for a few hours.
How did you escape?
Well, they definitely didn't make it easy for me, but, once I decided to leave, I was very determined. They tried to keep my husband in there, and, by secretly meeting with him and telling him lies about my family and telling him if he left, he would never speak to his family again. But in the end, their plan backfired, and we wound up leaving together and never looked back.
So if you have this story of children being abused, did you go to the authorities? And if so, what was their reaction?
Well, at the time, that was all I knew. I thought that was normal, So, and we didn't have contact with non-Scientologists. So we called non-Scientologists WOGs, who were people to be feared, and we were rehearsed on how to speak to them.
But at some point you realized that wasn't normal. Right, and so
not until I got out.
Right,
not until after a few years after I left.
Right. So at that point, did you ever feel like you needed to go to authorities and say, hey, this may still be going on, children being abused, maybe the FBI should take a look?
Well, there actually, have been reports of investigations going on. But by the time you leave, there's such a decompression period of all the mind control and that sort of thing that's been going on.
It attracts a lot of celebrities, and of course Tom Cruise is one of the most famous faces. Is he ignorant of all this going on, or does he choose to ignore it?
If he is ignorant, then, it must be a willful ignorance. Anybody who endorses Scientology in this way, they have a responsibility to know what's going on, and that information is out there.
Now, your uncle is the head of Scientology. What is he?
Right.
What is he like?
He is everything from charismatic to powerful to extremely forceful and angry. He's a very powerful man. The fear he inspires in his followers alone.
Jenna, what difference, if any, do you expect your book might make in regards to Scientology, or perhaps people considering Scientology?
I think that it will warn those of what really goes on there. It's very hard to support an organization which engages in things like child abuse. And also, I hope for the people there that they're able to read it and see that this experience is very similar to their own.
The book is called Beyond Belief, My Secret Life Inside Scientology and My Harrowing Escape. Jenna Miscavage Hill, we thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we received the following statement from the Church of Scientology. After our interview, we note that recollections in Ms. Hill's book about her schooling are dramatically at odds with the recollections of 30 of her classmates. The church has long respected the family unit while accommodating and helping those raising children. The church does not engage in any activities that mistreat, neglect, or force children to engage in manual labor. The church follows all laws with respect to children. Claims to the contrary are false. The Church of Scientology was never contacted by Ms. Hill, her publisher, nor her ghostwriter at any time during the preparation of the manuscript. The real story of the Scientology religion, its beliefs and practices, can be found at Scientology.org.